go. Over to you, Olle.
Welcome to the Cucumber New Contributors Ensemble. I'm Olle here in Malmö, Sweden, and I'm joined by Matt and Arti in somewhere in England and in London. So why are we here?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Canada nowadays.
Apologies.
That's all right. You can't tell from the background.
It looks very Canadian.
It's my log cabin.
So why are we here? In 2017, GitHub surveyed over 10,000 open source contributors. Just 3% of them were women. We believe that open source communities will be more vibrant, resilient, and effective if they include everyone. Open source provides huge benefits to people who participate, and we want those benefits to be available to all. But people need a place to start. So we hold this space each week for anyone who is new to contributing to open source, especially for people from groups who historically been underrepresented in open source communities. Our goal is to provide a fun and welcoming environment where everyone can learn to contribute to open source. We use an ensemble programming format, and we follow these principles. Safety over comfort. We aim for an environment where everyone can bring their whole self and express their needs fully, even if that isn't always comfortable. Equity over efficiency. We're here to give space to people who traditionally have been excluded from open source, even if that means going a little slower sometimes. Exploration over perfection. We are here to learn and always discovering better ways to do things. We embrace experimentation and accept that what we do can never be perfect. If you'd like to join us, you'd be very welcome. You can reach us at CucumberBDD on Twitter.
Thanks, Olle.
Thank you.
So let me slide my Zoom window across again. And, oh gosh, it's taking over. Come on, Zoom. Yeah. So where were we? And what are we doing? So we're going to run for we normally run the whole session for 90 minutes. We're starting about 20 minutes late, so I guess we're going to be about 70 minutes. We try to stop for a retrospective at the end for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So we can just rotate around who's driving, who's navigating. I see that somebody has helpfully filled in the mob members. So we've got me navigating and you driving to start out with, Olle. We could do with deciding on some goals. So I'll show you where we are. We've been working on building out this thing. Maybe if I megaphone and you can follow me. So building out oh no, wait, we're in a branch, aren't we? Let me switch to that branch. We are in the...
Sorry, I accidentally made you follow me.
That's all right. So we're working in this branch. And in fact, one of the things we did last week was we made a draft pull request, I think. So I might be able to show you that. And thanks, Arti, by the way, for your in-between times work on merging those pull requests, because that's nice to have those out of the way, and then we don't need to spend time on them in the sessions. So the one pull request we've got is the work in progress, which is this one about building out the Oktokit GitHub adapter. So we've got for Olle's benefit and for viewers maybe, we've got a ports and adapters or hexagonal architecture for this thing. And we've actually got a passing cucumber scenario, a couple of passing cucumber scenarios. These two are passing using a fake GitHub adapter. So instead of actually making API calls to GitHub to move people between teams, we're just calling a sort of in-memory representation of the state of GitHub. So that's kind of allowed us to start to build the core of the app, of this GitHub action, but we want it to work for real, so we need another adapter that can actually call GitHub. So we have this interface called a GitHub, and that's the things that interface defines all of the things we want our GitHub adapter to be able to do. And this one is gonna use the Oktokit library to actually call GitHub and do stuff. And so we've just started writing our first test for for one of the functions, which is retrieving the members of a team. So yeah, that's where we are.
Okay.
I think I lost the focus. Can you focus me again?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
Try now. Does that work?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Sorry,
Is
as you're
this
talking.
is this test passing or?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So I think a good goal today would be to get this gets members of a team test to pass. That would be a good goal. So we could add that to the goals. I'll write that in.
How will we run the tests?
Well,
Is that npm?
you should, yeah, so you're the driver, so you need to know this. So you should be able to do npm run test.
I requested
or in fact npm test, and you should have access to a terminal. Maybe I need to make it.
It says you
writable.
need to, yeah.
1 second.
There's a button right there. Let me see.
There we go. Try now.
Okay, focus the terminal and attach hello npm test. I will try hitting that. It does a thing. And
interesting that it ran.
2 pending, 8 skipped.
I'm surprised. I thought we'd had it run. We'd made it run. Oh, it's because of that thing where we lost the npm test scripts in the main branch, and that's got merged into here. Ollie, could you just merge main in first? Just do git merge main.
Something like this?
Yeah, because we might need to fetch it first. You could try that, yeah. Okay, I don't know if we need to do it interactive. Let's just save this and run it.
All right, I will attempt to do that, and then we have a status.
So it doesn't.
We have it's in that file.
Okay.
It says something. I can't see a change yet.
So, yeah.
So what is it trying to say?
So I think what this is that because we've implemented ESLint, the shape of the quote marks has changed. So I suggest we want to.
But we've also done the other stuff, right? Like the previous one was just a dummy placeholder. Right.
So I think we want to keep the bottom half of this, but we probably also want to run the prettier over it so that it reformats it correctly. Because that's why we have a merge conflict, because the top half.
This is the incoming change. I guess we want the incoming change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm tempted to
I can never remember which is which. We want the bottom one.
It's yeah.
Oh,
it says that the top current change.
Yeah, incoming is what we want. Incoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am clicking that, and the host doesn't allow
do you
running
not get the
this.
chance to do that, right? I can do that then.
Very nice, good.
But then we've now got these prettier formatting errors because it
Very
doesn't
good.
like the quotes. I think
And
maybe
they
if I
are-
just save it, that might fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you should
it
have.
did.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we need to add that into the commit and then continue the rebase, I guess.
Yes. So this looks like what we want, and git added, and then git rebase, continue. Continue, thank you. And I will say thank you to that, and we will keep going. The next step was this file. Yeah.
So it's more of the
Bottom one?
Incoming,
really.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't click it.
Okay,
It
I'll
is.
click it.
Thank you.
And then if I save, that should fix the formatting. There we go.
Okay, status. These were
Still
so
having a problem with the
package lock JSON.
That one we can just fix by running npm install. It'll just rewrite that file. Okay, and then this.
Oh, you didn't start the mob timer, Matt.
Oh.
No, well, we have been doing like task-based rotation rather than times. But you know, actually, we've pivoted into a different goal here, haven't we? So maybe we should just make the extent of Olle's driving be merging in main.
Right.
So I'll write that up as a goal.
Cool.
Because it turns out that
I will ask you to hit accept incoming change in the current screen.
Yeah. Can we reorder the goals? Yes, we can. Great. So yeah, what would you like me to do here? Incoming change?
Yes, please. And I think that's true for the other one as well. And then save, and if we landed there, let's see, where are we? We are at, we've added this, I guess. What? No. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do well. Okay. That worked.
So you can't just type dot?
I can't paste. I can't. It has taken over that.
But you can do type a dot, right? That should add everything.
Oh yes, indeed. Yeah, it would. We're using more memory than allowed. And next is here. Oh, sorry. We're in the test. The test says there is stuff. I think we ought to ask for the, interesting. Get Oktokit with a.
Yeah, this is just
the incoming one, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that's saved, and we can add it. And rebase and continue. Thank it. Right. npm install. Oh, no. No.
No. You can just type I. It recognizes I as install.
It's a good one. And we picked this. Let's just take a quick peek if there are any badnesses. No. Good.
Cool.
I will rebase and continue.
Oh man, it continues. It goes on and on and on.
And let's.
Oh look, that's a big one, isn't it? I wonder why Git couldn't figure that one out. Do we like this new line or not?
Yeah, I think we want the incoming change to implement the thing. Yeah, and you saved. That's good.
Yeah.
Successfully did it. Okay.
Okay, we need to push the branch as well, don't we?
Force push it.
And so so when we do a rebase, we have to do a force push because the commits will all be different, right? And that's okay to do in a feature branch, I think, as long as you know that nobody else is working on it at the same time as you. Because if somebody else is working on the branch, you might overwrite their changes.
I think there's I can't remember why, but git push force with lease is slightly better than just git push force. And I don't remember why. If you're working with someone, then you should definitely. Actually, no, I've been told always use with lease, but I don't remember why.
I've never heard of with lease. I wonder if that's kind of like having a teddy bear that you throw around the office for him who's got the right to push. Yeah.
Git push force.
Usually Git push refuses to update.
Oh yeah, it generates errors if there are remote changes done since your last push. And it's good for when you
Right.
want to consider what others have done.
Right, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, so you should always use that. You should make that the default, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The protection is ensuring that subsequent changes to your work aren't clobbered. Very nice.
Yeah, thanks
That
for
is
that,
a
Arti.
good reason, and it says,
Right.
does it say how we can tell it to always use
I
that?
think the ZSH shortcut is GPFL, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh, yeah, FL then.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we
All
gotten
right.
there.
Why are you laughing at?
Just your encyclopedic knowledge, and I love the way you go. If I'm not mistaken, like I don't know. You remind me of a
Because I
TV
wasn't sure whether
detective
that's
character or something.
I wasn't sure whether that's an alias I've set up or it's a ZSH alias. That's why I was saying.
Let's try
Anyway.
it. GPFL. Nah.
No, it is my own alias. Try GPF, and I don't know if that now is the default.
Okay. So,
But we don't know
If
what
we
that
do-
did.
no, we don't. So we can do stuff that contains GP. We have some stuff. We have a GPF.
Yeah, you're
that
right.
works with
GPF
Lee's.
is the healthy default.
Very
Oh, look,
nice.
GPF bang does it with a. I like it.
Unhealthy.
Oh, okay.
So I've got to get into the habit of doing GPF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know these ZSH shortcuts at all. I'm a kind of like a little bit anti getting too deep into one shell. I quite like just keeping my tools sort of cross-platformy, because otherwise you end up in a bash shell, stuck on a bash shell sometimes, and you're just like useless because you can't remember what any of the commands are. But not.
Then you just quickly install ZSH, and then you're
Right, so are we done with this merge in main? Is this good?
Yeah, I think it is.
All
Yeah.
right. Can we tick it? How does it work? Yeah, I ticked it. Okay. So gets members of a team test to pass. So we're going to switch whose go it is. So we're going to rotate. And Olle, you are now the navigator and Arti is the driver. Excellent. I can
All
Okay,
right.
I will remove the spotlight from myself, and
Let me get you all to follow me and move the screen on that side. Okay. All right, Ollie, tell me what to do.
we have a test. We would like to run it. It
Okay,
is
it's just NPM test, right?
Well, hopefully. That's what we were merging main in for, really, was so that it would run
That's
the unit
true.
test first. Yeah, there we go. So it's linting. And then it's going to run the unit tests. Good.
Okay. And we expect this to, do we expect this to fail?
I didn't expect it to fail like that. I think we just need to npm install probably.
Okay.
We've pulled some commits down.
Oh,
Just need...
that was not what I wanted to do. No, that hasn't. Oh, yeah, that fixed it. Okay, cool.
perfect.
So npm test.
Okay. Argument of type Oktokit blah 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 is not assignable to parameter of type Oktokit blah 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 blah. Type Oktokit blah 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 is missing the following properties blah 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 blah. That's
Where
annoying.
is this?
So this is maybe a typing thing.
Yeah.
So where
test.
are we passing in? Because we were halfway through this last week, so I think we may have something wrong in the test. That the test is passing the wrong type of Oktokit. There's a clue for you, Ollie.
So this says line 14, right? Line 14 is.
I think it might
on
be
the right-
line 14
Oh,
in the
the
test.
test file. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
'Cause
So it
Yeah.
can be the get Oktokit function.
Yeah, I think we need
that's
to
from
pass it an Oktokit. Maybe is there an Oktokit.rest or something like that? We're sort of halfway through doing this because we realized that the raw Oktokit core object that we were using didn't have all of the REST endpoint methods on it, and it was a pain to use. So we sort of got halfway through switching it over, and we switched over the type on the inside, but we haven't changed it in the tests here. So we need to just figure it out what we how we pass in a RESTy Oktokit rather than just a plain old Oktokit.
Says it's missing the following properties from REST endpoints.
Yeah, because this get Oktokit I think gives you like is it possible to call .rest on the Oktokit? Does that help?
I'm guessing that the get Oktokit function comes from a GitHub package, and they control it. They may have variations, other imports.
Do you want me to look that up, or?
I just wonder if it has a property on it called REST. Arti, do you want to just try that? Just on line 13, just ask it if it's got a REST.
So like .rest, like this over here? It does, yeah.
Ooh.
So maybe do that on the right hand side so that what we're assigning to Oktokit is a REST.
I see, okay. Is that token.rest or get Oktokit? Like, is it
get Oktokit gets you a basic Oktokit object, and then you can call REST on it to get to the. No, that's not right either, is it? That's not what.
No.
So now it is the REST endpoint methods sub part.
Okay, so I think we need to do some reading. I'm gonna look in my browser for a bit. Googling for TypeScript Oktokit REST example.
I'm doing that as well.
So if you import Oktokit REST, you can just new it. So maybe that's what we need to do.
Oktokit, so
instead of importing this, but then Actions GitHub gives you a get Oktokit. Maybe this may be something there though.
What was it? So do I import the, what was it, Oktokit REST?
We're trying to find stuff in the GitHub Actions npm package. And what we talked about just now was the Oktokit/REST.js part, which I guess are different things.
Yeah.
That is from the @Oktokit import. So that's slightly different. I guess that the Actions GitHub package has practical GitHub REST-y things which are made for exactly that.
I wonder if we made a mistake changing the type on the inside. It's confusing.
Can I just share this link? Because sorry, 1 second. Where's the chat? Remove the plus sign at the end, sorry. And if you scroll down, there's a TypeScript thing as well.
I'm going to bring that onto the stream. So yeah. So this is the thing is this is just pure Oktokit, and there's a difference between like what you see. So this actions GitHub is what we've been importing. And
I see.
what I don't know. This is definitely how they tell you when you're in a GitHub action that you should get hold of an Oktokit instance, and then you can call .rest on it to get to the resty stuff. I just don't know what type we need to give it on our object.
Excuse me.
So this is where TypeScript sometimes gets a little bit annoying. Because
did we build Oktokit GitHub?
Yeah, we did. So we need to set the type of the thing.
Well,
Oktokit and API.
In the npm.js link for the GitHub Oktokit action, which I've just pasted, there is the TypeScript way of doing it. Let's bring that up.
Oktokit action. But
is that the one?
What's this then?
If you scroll down, yeah.
Yeah, see, I think this is more like if you're talking to the GitHub API through Oktokit about a GitHub action, rather than if you look at my screen share, this one here, the Oktokit, the actions GitHub library. This is what you are supposed to use if you are a GitHub action. So in this example here, they tell you to do github.getOktokit. And the question is just like, what type is that thing, so that we can pass it in to our.
And there's no TypeScript thing over here if you scroll down.
Yeah, they've got types for the webhooks.
That's annoying.
Yeah. So I think, if I may navigate, I think we should go. I think we're correct out here. I mean, maybe we should take the rest thing because we're probably happy with that. So maybe what we should do is accept a REST endpoint methods. So we just need to find where that type's defined. So why don't we try doing, like, leave this code as it is, and then on the constructor of our Oktokit GitHub, change the type of the Oktokit dependency that's passed in to be a REST, like here, change that to REST endpoint methods. And see if we can find that, see if the IDE helps us find that type. Because there's obviously just some inconsistency.
Oh, in this thing. Okay. Sorry, so can you repeat what you said?
Change that to be capital R, REST endpoint methods.
Change this thing to be just REST and method. Oh, not types.
It should be methods. I think it's plural methods. And then does the ID help us to find that? No.
No, it's
no. So this is the issue. We've got that thing. It's a REST endpoint method, but how do I? Okay, so you can right click on it and go to type definition,
Yeah.
And it's in Oktokit plugin REST endpoint methods. So maybe we can do.
How are you seeing?
Okay.
A type
Watch the screen share.
Okay.
So I'm hovering over this thing, which we can see is a REST endpoint methods.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can go to type definition. I right click it, and I can go to type definition. See that?
No, sorry. I was in a different file. I was on I wasn't in the test file. That's why. Because the other one Anyway. Okay.
So if you do that,
got it.
You can see it's from @Oktokit plugin -rest -endpoint -methods. So we could try doing import REST endpoint methods from @Oktokit /plugin REST endpoint methods. Does that make sense?
Yes. So, and that will be here.
In the tests. No, sorry, not in the tests. In the actual Oktokit GitHub class, we need to add an import for REST endpoint methods. Exactly.
And is that a
almost certainly? Yeah, it's a destruction thing. Yeah. So put the curlies around.
So what was it? REST endpoint. Oh, look.
Wow. Now it's figured it out.
That's why it wasn't working. Yes.
Do we need a capital R though?
No, that's the automatic thing it gave me.
I still think it should have a capital R. That seems wrong.
You sure?
Because it's a type. It's not a function.
I mean, it automatically imported that. So
can you try it with a capital R? Or maybe it's called no. So it's not finding it. Can you try calling it API? Because I noticed they called it API there.
So literally just API?
Yeah, but with a capital A.
Oh. No.
What if it's without these squigglies?
API is declared, but its value is never used. That's the complaint we get. So try
no,
changing.
It says declares API locally, but it is not exported.
Oh.
Do you see the?
So we're not supposed to use that type.
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's not pass in the .rest value. Let's try and find the type for the overall Oktokit because we're reaching too deep inside it, aren't we? So how about we try not calling .rest on line 13?
Line 13 of the test.
Of the test. So the thing we pass in is just a straight up Oktokit, but it's actually. See how like the type that they've got of it is it's an Oktokit and an API and a paginate and a thing with a paginate on it. So it's not straightforward to have that type. So what happens if you go to type definition there? It won't let you. Yeah, this is what I hate about TypeScript. Is this stuff like fiddling with other people's libraries and trying to use their types. Well, so we know that on the inside of Oktokit GitHub, importing an Oktokit from Oktokit REST is wrong. So what if we try importing it from Actions GitHub? Can we try that? If we change that
in the test?
Yeah, online. No, inside the Oktokit GitHub implementation now.
Okay.
Let's change the type here back to be Oktokit.
Okay. Maybe I should just
delete that line, I think. But like here where we're taking it in, let's call this thing Oktokit again. And then let's try So we know that these two types are incompatible, right? So what can we import Oktokit from Actions GitHub instead? Will it let us have an Oktokit?
Is it at Actions or just Actions?
Yeah, at Actions GitHub. No, there's no Oktokit.
No.
I'm ready to swear at them. So we get back a type, but it won't let us.
Wait a minute. The API in Actions GitHub is to get the Oktokit is that function, get Oktokit. In the examples, in the npm readme, they import a flat, rich GitHub object and do not deconstruct from it. Maybe they do that for documentation's sake. We're picking up get Oktokit from it. So if we do the same in the tests, so that the function get Oktokit.
Right, so we passed that into the into our object, pass in the function. We'll still need to have a type for that function though, so we'll still need to know what it returns.
Any?
Yeah, we could always use any. We could. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated.
Should we try Ole's suggestion?
Yeah, we can try it.
So should I undo?
There is a thing called GitHub in this Actions GitHub. Maybe try that first, because that might be the.
Sorry, what am I trying?
So instead of Oktokit, try getting a. So in here from Actions.
Yeah, sorry,
GitHub,
I just went back.
Yeah, from Actions GitHub, get a GitHub instead of an Oktokit. Does it give us one? May we have that? Duplicate identify GitHub module Actions GitHub has no exported member GitHub. Okay.
Maybe it is capitalized with an H.
It is, yes. Let's try that.
No. Like that?
No, like a big G, big H.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, it's declared locally not exported.
In the README, in the NPM documentation, at the very end, they talk about how to pick up the individual GitHub object. Then you have to use something called @actions/github/lib/utils, and then you can have the GitHub thing. It may or may not be the same thing.
Yeah.
/lib/what?
Utils.
Okay. And
the name is
GitHub object.
Yeah, so you import a GitHub with a capital H.
Yeah, that. Oh, wrong. No. Oh, defined but never used. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So here now, instead of Oktokit, we want to say GitHub dot. What are we getting here? The API?
Yeah, that looks good. So what's wrong? I don't know if you need a dot on the end.
Oh, you don't. It's just the entire object. Okay.
Yeah, but what's wrong with it? Get refers to a value, but it's using as a type here. Did you mean type of GitHub? Const GitHub type of. Okay. This is a bit weird, but the the way they use it, you could try using this. Can I just type it in?
Yep. Okay. Now what's wrong
It just
with
wants
this?
this white space there. Have we done it? I think we did it. I think we did it.
Yeah, let's run the test and see what happens.
Wow, that wasn't so easy, was it? Yeah, great.
Okay, yay, cool.
It's confusing having two things called GitHub imported into this file, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah, good spot, Olle.
yeah, well done.
Okay, what next? So, please, okay, so we don't have a GitHub token, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
so you're going to need to set one.
Okay.
But what you could do for now, right, is just set an environment variable to anything, and let's wait till we can get an authentication error. And in fact, that would probably be quite a good goal. I mean, we could swap drivers now because it feels like we just fixed something, didn't we?
Yeah, sure.
In fact, we could even do a commit at this point.
Okay, you need to do the commit because.
Okay, so I'm co-authoring with Olle and where is Arti? There you are. I don't know why you're down in a more authors list. And what did we do? We fixed the type of the Oktokit object. Push it. All right. Yeah. So what's our next little like sub goal then?
Get the token working.
Get to another error at least.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and I think
so it's not about
the error I'd like
the
to see
one.
is we've actually called the GitHub API and it says that our authentication token is invalid because like we've set the GitHub token, but it's nonsense.
Yeah. Okay. Who's
so if
going
we said
next?
the goal is to get the API call to fail on authentication. Does that make sense to everybody? I'll put that up to the top one. So should we rotate? Okay. Arti, you are telling me what to do.
So set up a dummy token.
Just going to check I see the same thing. Function not implemented. Okay.
Okay.
So we're in here. Oktokit GitHub line 27. All right. So we've done this call here.
I see. Okay.
But then we just threw this error. So I wonder what happened when we did the call. Because I mean that was a bad token. Presumably ASDF isn't a valid token.
Well, I hope so.
So I don't know what should be in this result.
Can we print out the result? Because we're expecting.
A promise. It's a promise, so we should probably be awaiting it. So maybe maybe we've got another goal, which is just to promisify this function because that's gonna take a bit of work because we're gonna need to That's probably why I would have expected this to throw an exception, but it's not thrown an exception because we haven't awaited the promise yet. I think. But I am merely the driver. I should
So
be quiet.
if you do that, then await the promise.
Yeah, so I can try and do an await here. But it's not going to like it because this is not a async function.
Your to-do literally says the change interface to make these functions async. So yeah, if you make it in async.
Okay, and now it's complaining because the interface doesn't say it's async. So we need to change that. Actually, I don't know if you need to do, is that how you do it in TypeScript? You just do promise. Is that good enough?
Cool, I've never seen this before, so.
Okay, so that's happy, but what we've done now is we've broken the, I'm just going to close these other windows. We've broken this thing here because it's not awaiting. So we've got a whole sort of like snowball here because we didn't build any of our interfaces to be promisey. So we've got some work to do.
Okay, promisify this.
All right, so I'll add an await here. And then this also needs to become async.
Thank you.
So that becomes a promise of void. What's wrong now? Okay, it's just line numbers. So that's good. Let's check the problems view. Wow, well, it looks like it's okay. Maybe if I do, maybe if I do npm run build, we'll see if there are any more compilation issues. Because I'm wondering whether the cucumber test will work. They don't await this function at the moment, so
interesting.
There's going to be some other side effects, I think. So where's this?
Expected 1 arguments but got 0.
Okay, so this is a different thing, which is that this source index file is like the actual runner of the GitHub action, and we haven't built this thing yet. We haven't been working on this thing, so this thing isn't conforming to our new requirement to pass in an Oktokit instance. So we're going to have to modify this thing in the end to do something to load the token and all of that stuff, but we're sort of ignoring this for now.
Okay.
So that's a different problem.
So
Well,
should we run npm test?
Yeah, good idea.
What? How? What?
So we do have a TypeScript compiler problem in the Qs because the fake GitHub doesn't conform to the API.
To promise, yeah.
So we need to fix that, and we're also all surprised that that passed, aren't we?
Yes. Maybe ASDF is a valid token.
Maybe. Should we try and investigate why the test passed first?
Can you change it from ASDF to, I don't know, empty or something like that? And run the test again.
Okay.
What the?
So it could be that the way that the Oktokit API behaves is that you always get a result object, and you have to ask that result object if it was a pass or not.
Can we see what the result object is?
Yeah, shall I log it? nothing. What?
Okay.
That's interesting. So
Maybe we don't ever navigate into it.
I know why. So
Why?
this here is just calling the method but not awaiting its result. So
Ta-da.
we're just asserting that there's a promise, not that there are some members.
Okay.
So if I await here, then I think we're going to start seeing some fireworks. Let's see. Bad credentials. That's more like it.
Yay. Perfect. Okay, nice.
Get the API call to fail on authentication. Done.
Nice. Should we
My work here
check
is
this?
done.
Should we commit this?
Yeah, all right. And then we can think about what we want to do next.
Well, it's 8:08. Oh, sorry, where I am, it's 8:08. So it's 9:08, I guess, where you are.
12:08 where I am.
Yeah.
8 minutes past midnight. Yeah, so is it time for retro?
It's not past midnight, is it?
Sorry,
No,
midday,
you're
midday.
kind of, yeah. Yeah.
So what did we do here? We have got a test to fail properly on a bad token with Arti and Olle. Push. Okay. Well, do we still want to like leave something behind for whoever's working on it next? What we think they should do next, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we should.
Or should we just have a retro and then we can think about it in that?
Yep.
We can do that.
Okay. Well, if we go to the Miro board, whoops, I didn't mean to leave that window open. We probably need to make ourselves a new frame. Let's go here, not here. Let's go here. And we can scroll down. Not right now. Okay, yeah, so we've got one from 8th of June, so we need to copy this one. Are you with me now, you two? Have you made it in? One of you's made it in.
Yeah, it's asking me to log in. Previously, I don't think it did that. So I'm
It
just
shouldn't.
trying to. Okay, that's never mind because it was opening in my work window. So
Oh, this is annoying.
okay, I'm in.
Right. I'm struggling to copy it. This is like fundamental Miro activity. There we go. So we are now retro 15 June. And we are Matt and Arti and Olle. What did we do?
We rebased with main.
Yeah.
we rebased math, which is far harder than just
It
merging.
is.
And we promisified our functions.
Well, one of our functions, right? The get members of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and got it to fail.
On authentication. Yeah.
Right. So, do you want to do appreciations and puzzles, or does anybody have a different format of retrospective that they'd like to propose?
It's good for me.
Keep things from getting stale. All right then. It's good with you, Ollie?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
I'm attempting to locate the thing I'm navigating. I can see arrows, and you're south.
Just
I think
keep
you
going
found it.
down. Yeah.
Yes, good.
I think if you click on, oh no. If you click on my face, it might. Oh yeah, you're there. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's have a minute or two in peace, just writing things down. You can either write them straight into Miro or just write them on a piece of paper, and then we can talk about them. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to turn your camera off or whatever, you can for more peace and quiet.
I'm done.
Me too. I haven't written anything in the board though.
All right.
Who wants to share one first?
Things were kind of working. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Things and processes.
Yeah, it was nice to see the linting work pay off today. I mean, not that there was a lot of work, but it was nice to just see that working.
Yeah, I know. I just pressed save and it fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for doing that work in the background.
Thanks, Mario and me. Yeah, it was nice to meet a new person.
I had an appreciation of the quick rotations. I thought it was good that we used goals in the mob timer to keep.
Yeah, I much prefer that to time. Yeah.
I mean, you can feel it, can't you? Like when you've kind of gone over a hill and you've got to the other side, you can feel it, and then that's a natural time to change. I think the challenge comes when you don't manage to reach that point. You've tried to tackle too big of a hill, and then you need a timer to remind you that.
But I think this is a good way to be mindful of small goals, and rather than tackling big things.
Yeah,
and that's something that.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
It's a thing that a lot of teams struggle with, right? Like you have stories that it's like this epic, basically. So I think this kind of work helps you with that as well as a side benefit.
But you use that word mindful, and I think noticing when the thing that you set out to do has got a smaller goal within it, and calling that the current goal is an important. I think there was one point when we did that. And I think it's important to notice that, because otherwise it does. But that's kind of how it becomes a big hill when you don't notice all the little hills on the way up.
Yeah.
So that was good. Any puzzles? I mean, the Oktokit types was a pain in the ass, obviously. I don't know what we could have done about that, really. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes. Hopefully it's behind us. I had a puzzle about like, when do we need CI set up? Because I know that we've got we know right now that if you ran npm run build in the branch, it'll fail. And I just wonder whether we ought to have that like visible on GitHub that it's failing, but we haven't got CI, and is that a problem yet? And sort of, I'll write that down. I'm just not really sure, because we've got a ticket open to add CI to the project. So it's like, when is not having CI going to start getting in our way? I guess is the question. Like, is it okay for now to not have CI? Probably. Because we haven't even got a green build yet. Like, it's still in a bit of a state of flux.
I'm curious about how do we do a big job like, okay, everything will be awaited. Everything is async. Everything from the 3 places, the test, implementation, and interface, need to change. If you were single-minded, you could sit down and do them all, and it would be about await and promise and async everywhere. It's just that then that takes some time, and you're not reaching defined goals.
Yeah.
We need to get there so that the interfaces are promisified. Maybe that's something for between ensembles.
Right. So somebody could send a pull request with that. That would certainly be a nice thing. So we could raise a ticket about that. Or we could add it to like a. And this is kind of another puzzle, I guess. Is like, how do we leave good? Like, how do we leave behind context for next time? Like, should we, for example, maybe go into the pull request and leave something in a to do on the pull request, like a checklist item, because this is just a draft at the moment.
We've in the past we've put to-dos, right? So when you run npm test, it console logs the to-dos, and then
so that works fine if everything's passing. Would that work this time? I mean, we've left with the bad credentials, so that's okay. I guess it's just not clear that we also need to fix the compilation errors, like this thing about promisifying the API. That's something that we need to do. and we discovered that this time, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could leave a comment at least. And I like very much noticed within myself the itch to just send a pull request to do that. But like that's not the point of these sessions. The point of these sessions is to use this as a vehicle for other people to learn. So what could we, how could we communicate that to people who aren't here, that they could do that helpfully in between times if they wanted to?
I think with these two things, with this particular thing, it's not a big change that you're making, right? Like just like the linting wasn't a big change. And if you're, I think we can mitigate you doing something in between sessions by you walking us through the code, like doing a code walkthrough the next time we all meet. And that way we still make more progress, but people can ask questions. And
yeah, I guess it just depends on whether it's something that somebody else wants to do themselves for the purposes of learning, or whether it's just like boring and needs to get done. Because I'm happy to do stuff that's boring that needs to get done, but what I definitely don't want to do is steal someone's learning opportunity from them.
Well, you can post in the contributors, right, and say, this is what we have to do right away. And if someone wants to do it in between sessions, they can.
Well, what do you think about the CI? Because I kind of wish we had CI running on this. Because like if we had CI running, right, the pull request would be showing a red cross here, and you could click on it and you could see, everyone could see what was wrong. So that's kind of the thing I'd like to contribute, I think, a bit like you did the ESLint one. But again, I don't.
That'd be cool, but I want to learn how you set up CI, so don't do it without me, please.
When you say don't do it without you, what about if I did a pull request and then you reviewed it and merged it? Or do you want to try working on a pull request?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll take that as an action. Because I'd like us to have CI, but like I say, I don't want to... so I'll take that as an action.
What CI are we going to use?
Just going to use GitHub Actions. Was what I was thinking. Arti, sorry, am I misunderstanding? So are you going to try and do it?
No, you're going to do it, and I'll review the PR. Yeah. Sorry, when you say use GitHub Actions, don't you mean... I meant like, are we using Jenkins or...
Yeah, but you can use GitHub Actions to do the thing that Jenkins would do. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
I'll show you. And I did the automated Slack reminder. That's done. I haven't done the architecture diagram. So that's the thing we're going to do, set up CI. Is there anything else we want to do? We like having the goals.
If we were good at it, maybe we could formulate, like, write a blog post or do this thing for the team. Both fulfill the interface for the await stuff and explain what you did so that others can learn from your journey. It would be like here's a thing that you can do and prove and help others that you did it. Or like gather enough resources in a change PR that contains the information that teaches you or someone else what this is, why this is so, as opposed to swabbing the floor and saying, yeah, we mopped it up and now we can continue. We're trying to attach some kind of knowledge creation, documentation related thing so that the pull request becomes more valuable to someone who is reading it as merged. This was a random observation. It was not a well thought out plan.
No, I like the idea, especially if it's just part of the PR rather than a blog post.
So I'm not quite following what the proposal is. Maybe you can re-explain it, Arti, if you understand it.
My
Yes.
understanding was that when you do open the PR, or when we open the PR for promisifying that stuff, we write how and what we did and why we did it. Like, am I understanding correctly? Olle?
I was thinking if we were able to author an issue which asked of someone else to do these things that you described instead of this team, so that someone who is between sessions and it's like picking up one thing,
Oh, I see.
had a
Okay.
thing to pick up,
Yeah.
and then to make that thing they picked up valuable as opposed to a chore,
Yeah.
it would become a readable, legible thing, an object
Yeah.
of learning for someone else who's
Yeah.
reading the merged PR.
Because
That's what I was thinking.
actually, I was thinking we had to do this in the feature branch, but we could do that on main, fix the interface, make sure, because main is green, fix everything, and then we could rebase our feature branch again, and it would be some trouble, but we would have that ready done. Yeah, it would be easier to do the work on the main branch where it's all a bit smaller. It's kind of like we wish we'd already done it, right? But we hadn't thought of it at the time. So this is a way for us to go back in history and do it. Yeah, I like that idea. So does somebody want to volunteer to make a ticket? Because that's kind of
I'll write an issue, and I can link to it so we can refine it.
So others could help. And that's going to be with Olle. Sweet. Do you want a different colour, Olle? I'm going to make you golden. Oh, then you disappear. That's no good. I'm going to make you blue. There. Marvellous. Right. Shall we close?
Yes.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
It never seems like enough time. I have a great time doing this. But
Can I bring up one last thing as part of the retro? Can we starting on time? Because we always start like 15-20 minutes late.
Yeah. Well, the idea is that we hang out for 15 minutes beforehand and get started.
Okay, then it's
Shall I change the diary invite to start 15 minutes earlier so that we do that?
That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I agree. Because
Cool.
it's always short, isn't it? It makes it short. The fact that we and this is that was what we decided to do. But then I open the Zoom room 15 minutes early, but people don't show up until the time of the diary invitation. So then we have the same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine, good. And then we can try and start the session on the hour. Start the stream on the hour.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Cheers, both.
Thanks
See you
both.
soon.
Bye. See ya.